This is now my go-to whenever, I'm parked and Jenica's in the store, you know, chat with you guys. I could play backgammon, which is it's basically my favorite game now. I've been playing it for like over a year, and I think I'm pretty good at it, frankly. I love backgammon. Um, anyway, I just had to do get a couple things before Sabbath. You know, not a big fan of spending money on Sunday. Um, I've been trying really hard. I've said it a couple times on the channel. I'm trying really hard to like really just honor the Sabbath day and not check YouTube things, not check emails, um, and more than that, just like not doing anything just worldly and trying to like carve out a time that's just separated from the world. It's just like the temple. It's like temples are essentially, when you think about it, they're quarantine zones. That's what the temples are. They're a place where you don't have contact with, or you shouldn't anyway. No one should come into the temple if they're unworthy. But you don't have contact with the world and sin, and you can just enjoy peace and righteousness and the presence of God. And so, really, that's what every Sabbath should be. Um, so anyway, yeah. So that's why we're doing this. I mean, we do it all the time. We do it all the time. Make sure not to spend money on Sundays. But anyway, we're gonna be going back to church tomorrow. Um, we missed like the last couple Sundays because of COVID, and it was not fun. And at this point, we're over it. We're not having any symptoms or anything like that, so we're good to go. Um, I have to teach elders quorum tomorrow, which is fine. It's fine. I still need to prepare my lesson for tomorrow. And again, we're getting to that point where we're going to be, once we get to conference and get past that point, we're going to be having a whole new set of conference talks to be reviewing for the next 6 months. Hopefully, the second coming happens and then everything will change. I'm not holding my breath for that, but I do hope that that happens, or that, maybe one of the appearances of Christ happens this year. Just don't know. We just have to keep watching and waiting and just see where things go. I feel like I'm kind of in the minority when it comes to thinking that things could happen very quickly, as far as like it could happen this year. I think most people think that within the next like few years, yes, but not necessarily this year. But the thing I always have to wonder is what are things supposed to look like the year of the second coming? This is something that I keep bringing up time and time again, but what's that year supposed to look like? Is it supposed to be just like really obvious? I don't think so. I think, people, the majority of people are just going to keep living life, and there'll be disturbances, there'll be natural disasters and stuff like that, wars. But I think that most people are just going to be caught off guard because things are just going to be kind of mostly normal, or people just keep disregarding the signs, you know? And I feel like that's what's happening right now. I feel like things have never been more obvious than they are uh, specifically this year, So I feel like this year is as good as any, frankly. Um, anyway, who do we got here in the chat? There's only 6 people. Like, everybody's probably going to bed, getting ready for church. I'm just here in a Walmart parking lot talking to my phone. Michael and Brittany Michael and Brittany Schrader, what's up? Question mark, exclamation mark, exclamation point. Not much. Just doing last minute shopping before Sunday. Where are you guys from? Is this Michael or Brittany or both right now? How about everybody else? Where's everybody from? Uh, Michael and Brittany Schrader, American Fork, Utah. Mike. Eduardo Polanco, the few, the proud, the Marines. I initially wanted to join the Marines like when I was young, when I was in junior high, because my uncle was thinking about going to the Marines, and I'm not saying that that's not we need Marines, obviously, but I'm really happy that my life led me to the Army. That's what was right for me. But I do love our Marines. I love all our branches of the military. Eduardo is also an American Fork. Wow, we're having an American Fork. Oh, and Spanish Fork. Crazy About Cards is from Spanish Fork. So we're having a fork party tonight. Everyone's from a fork city. Eduardo Polanco, I'm originally from Dominican Republic, though. Cool. Very cool. I can't remember, do we still just have one temple in the Dominican Republic? Or do we have more? If you know, put it in the chat. um, if you have seen my video today about the 1983 flood, do you think that something similar is going to happen this year? The reason why I asked that, if you haven't seen that video, is because there's been talk that it could happen this year, that there could be another flooding type situation. Eduardo Palance says, yep, but the next closest one is in Haiti. Oh, yeah, because Haiti has one too. So there's one in each country there. So two total on the island. Harold Martinez, serving my mission back in 1998. In talking with a mission companion, we spoke briefly about the second coming, and we felt it would be around 2033. Yeah, and that very well could be, just because the whole, Christ living to 33 years old, and at that point it'll have been 2,000 years since his crucifixion, so that could be. Man, if we have to wait another 10 years, I guess I'm doomed to do YouTube for that long. What am I going to look like in 10 years? By that point, all my hair will be gray. I'm getting a lot of gray hair, like a lot on the sides of my head, and then it's kind of like peppered throughout my hair. But I'll probably be all the way gray by that point, and almost 50 years old. Holy crap. This is a strange time in life. Thinking that you're that close to 50. Jeez Louise. What temple, if you had to pick one temple to be announced this next conference, what temple are you looking forward to? For me, I'm not so sure. I mean, I guess if there was like another one close to where I'm at, but I can't think of anywhere that would really. There's this city in Oklahoma called Enid. There's an Air Force base there. It's an okay sized town. Oh well, yeah, Jackson County, of course. Jerusalem. Yeah, I guess those are my top two. And then after that, maybe I would pick like Dodge City or Enid, Oklahoma, just so I have another temple close by me. Crazy About Cards. Our snowpack is higher already than it was April 1st before the huge 1984 flood we had here. Yeah. I did that. I came across that point in the video, and what I read was that the main factor is going to be how quickly it warms up. So if it stays kind of cool and then it warms up all of a sudden, That's going to be the determining factor, I guess. Eduardo Polanco, 10 more Utah temples. Man, what other places in Utah could use a temple? Or what other, like, I wonder what other locations there would be. Like maybe like a Moab temple. I know that Moab probably currently goes to like Blanding or something like that. I don't think there's a whole lot of members of the church in Moab, but I think about Moab. There's all the different places in the valley. Like, it'd be interesting if there was like a Harriman or a Riverton temple or Kearns or I don't know. There's all sorts of possibilities, I guess. Crazy about cards. I didn't see the earlier video though. Michael and Brittany Schrader. I'm packing my car if they announce Jackson County. Could you imagine what would happen if they announced that? Like in the church? Like you think about when President Nelson said about the Salt Lake Temple that there's not going to be any place safer during an earthquake than that temple, and everybody was like, "Whoa, did he just say that?" I mean, if they announced a temple in Jackson County, that would just like there would be an uproar of excitement. uh, oh my gosh, that would be the most obvious thing. If they announced a Jackson County temple or a Jerusalem temple, everybody would lose their minds. And I would hope that a lot of people would be woken up to the fact that the second coming is happening soon. Sadly, there's probably a lot of people that still it wouldn't dawn on them. Tyler Cragen, probably another Orm temple. Well, that'd be cool. Um, Tyler, what's your guess this time? Last time you guessed 18 for October General Conference, and you were right. So what's your what's your guess for this conference? Eduardo Polanco. From what I've heard, a lot of places in Utah have never have been over 150% since December with their snowpack. I wouldn't be surprised if a flood do happen in the state. Yeah, gosh, we'll just have to see. Um, I guess the last time that it happened, or like when the 1983 flooding, from what I read, it seems like it mostly took place during May and June. So I don't know if like it would be like the same thing this year. Um, so we may have to wait a little while still before we see. Tyler Cragen, I wonder if they could even announce it, or if they would even announce it. Oh, like the Jackson County Temple, um, or Independence Temple. They would have to treat that really special, probably. It's hard for me to picture what it would be. Tyler Cragen says, haha, let's say 25. Okay. That's what Tyler Cragen says. He has a good record so far of guessing one general conference right. Or 50. Crazy about cards. Our cities are our cities are preparing sandbags. Yeah, I read that too in the articles that I went through. Make sure to check that video though, because I feel like it has to actually do with President Nelson and President Oaks, because this happened um, basically about half a year before they became apostles. And it happened during a time, if you didn't know, that entire year of 1983, there was a empty seat, a vacant seat from LeGrand Richards, who had passed away. And excuse me, Spencer W. Kimball, his health was deteriorating. It was hard for him to like have a clear mind and communicate. So the whole year there were only 11 apostles, and that's the year when you have this flooding event. And I feel like the imagery there, if the Lord is like communicating something, if that's like a sign of things to come, it's kind of like, here comes the flood. Communities need to come together to uh, reduce the amount of damage, and then you have these two apostles that come right after that. You know what I mean? And it's, to me, I feel like they're going to be the ones of the flood that's coming, the burning of the earth, getting us on the ark. So make sure to check out that video if you haven't seen it. There's more things to discuss than just that. But Eduardo Polanco, I wonder how non-members would react if a bunch of members left Utah to go to Missouri. I've been wondering for a while if a, if a lot of non-members would join the members or would just shrug it off. I think that they would probably just shrug it off, frankly. But that is a good point, Eduardo. Um, that kind of plays into what Tyler Cregan said about I wonder if they would even announce it, because I think there would be a problem with that. Okay, so let's say that they announced the Jackson County Temple, this conference. There probably would be a lot of people that would suddenly pick up and go to Missouri. So they may want to hold off till the very last second before they announce it. Um, uh, then there's like the other theories, the more like kind of like schools of thought that I don't really subscribe to, that would say, well, it's going to be during a time of the nation being invaded. There's going to be civil war, so that's like how that's going to happen. I don't tend to think that that would be the case. I don't see it that way. But again, I have to wonder how things would play out. I wonder if there were any people that maybe were inspired to move there because of the Kansas City Temple when that was announced. I can't remember when that was, and the Kansas City Temple is not. I don't think that that's going to be the temple of New Jerusalem, but I wonder if that influenced anybody to move there. Uh, Crazy about cards. Thanks. I'll check it out. Eduardo Polanco. Another example would be if members started working on their food supplies. Oh yeah. Maybe people would be prompted to do that. Michael and Brittany Schrader. I think there will be a very specific process. All things done in order. Yeah. Well, us being Latter-day Saints, and how we're supposed to be upright and follow the counsel of the prophet. If let's say that they announce the temple in Independence, Missouri, they may also uh, be like, but please do not move to that area. It would you know um, maybe overwhelm the market there. Um, please stay where you're at, and maybe people would follow that advice. But of course, there'd be people that wouldn't. So crazy about cards. My husband grew up in Missouri. He doesn't want to go back. Haha. Caterpillar, snake. Oh, I guess because of like humidity or something like that. But we'll go wherever we are called or led. Eduardo Polanco. I see it happening how the Jews reacted when Christ told them to leave the Jerusalem before it was destroyed. There were many believers and non-believers before the destruction happened. Yeah, in the end, it's all about following the prophet and promptings, really. Yeah, that's true. I think a lot of people have already been inspired to move there. Again, I'm of the frame of mind, just like what's been said by President Nelson and others, that where you live, that's your gathering place. You gather to your local stake. Brazil is for Brazilians, Korea is for Koreans, so on and so forth. And when I've looked at the Kansas City area, I don't know if you guys have seen my videos where I look at it uh, using the Meeting House Locator website. There's already quite a few members in that area. You have enough. If like say like the entire Kansas City area gets cleansed, no one's left but members. Just a hypothetical situation. There would be enough members there, I think, to have a city. Now, of course, not everybody would be wiped out because there's probably a lot of good terrestrial uh, and potential celestial people in that area. But I'm just saying that as far as members of the church go, if you were to have like a purely LDS city of New Jerusalem, there's like enough people. And remember, the original plans of Joseph Smith was that a city would be about, um, what was it, 15 to 20,000 people. It would basically just be like a small little town. And then you would just have that pattern and make more towns about the same size. A town or a city would be a stake, and a stake would be a town. And and there is a stake. There's a stake right now in Independence, Missouri. And then we have the visitor center that was built to be part of the temple complex. So it's just sitting there waiting, just waiting for the announcement. I don't know how it's going to happen. I'd like to see if there's going to be more changes to procedures, to or new church programs or anything like that. Again, the only one that I really remember last conference was an updated For Strength of Youth manual, right? So I wonder if there's like going to be any more. Michael and Brittany Schrader. Things also happen very quickly. Just remember 2019, 2020 with all the SVB banking stuff. Okay. Oh, yeah. Just remember 2019, 2020. With all the SVB banking stuff right now, it's possible things could trigger. Who knows? Yeah. Yeah. If you don't know what he's talking about, I guess there's a bank that is failing right now. What is it? Silicon Valley Bank. And it's like the second largest bank collapse in US history. I think that's what it is. So yeah, who knows what kind of impact that'll have. Oh, Jenica's back now. I'll be taking off in just a minute, guys. So that's something to watch. My brother said that sorry, my brother said they were practicing 1 hour church in Layton. As in like what's it called? Like when they do like not a beta, but when they're like doing kind of like a pilot program to like try it out to potentially apply it church wide. Is that what you mean? CJL, Murray, Utah. Oh, that's my hometown. I used to live close to 4500 South and State Street. I grew up in like a mobile home park near there. Island Boy Media, yes. Like just testing having sacrament meeting. Boy, oh boy. Could you imagine that? If they announced this general conference, okay, now we're just doing 1 hour church. I guess I'll be out of a job. I'm not going to be teaching Elders Quorum anymore. Betty Horn, hello.
Hi, Betty.
Oh, Jenica says hello. Got 35 people.
Oh, hi.
All right, Betty, we're going now. Sorry. We got to go back home. Got some things to do tonight before we go to bed. Just a couple more really quick. CJL, there's always a reason why they do what they do. Crazy about cards, 1 hour church. No, I'd be so sad. I think a lot of people would. Because we need, well, it's good to be nourished by the Spirit, but also people enjoy that, having that community, having human interaction. This is a social church. We do this together. Betty Horn says, hi, Jenica. Michael and Brittany Schrader. Thanks for all you do. It's awesome. Thank you. And Eduardo Polanco, take us with you. Not this time. Not this time. But Excuse me. If anything big happens tomorrow, or on any Sunday, I'll hop on, but I won't monetize the live stream. Um, but otherwise, I don't have any videos scheduled for tomorrow. Now I'm not doing that. I'm just going to do my videos during the week, but just try and do more videos. And then I'm not going to have one for Monday right away. I might have to wait till after my VA appointment, my yearly physical, and I'll be talking to my doctor about my cough, and we'll figure this thing out. Sarah Hook, 1 hour church would mean to me prepare for something big coming. Yeah, yeah, I think so. Me too. Catherine Christensen, Jared, you keep me going. I love your smarts. Thanks, Catherine. I appreciate it. I see that you're a member. I'm so sorry that I haven't made any videos for a while for the members only. I need to do that. I need to do that. Make sure, do not be a member just to support me. I get enough money. If you're trying to support me, I get enough money from ad revenue on just my regular videos. But I will be doing some more members only videos. Maybe I'll try and do one next week. All right, guys, I'm going to take off. Have a good night. Have a good Sabbath. And I'll talk to you again on Monday.